I haven't gone live in so long. Okay, I guess I do go live every week, but usually I do things a little bit differently. Anyways, I'm really excited because today we're going to talk about, let me remind myself what the subject line was. Oh, I can just look in my text message. Really about connecting with people on social media, social selling, want to know how to attract leads. Okay. So if you don't know me, my name is Rebecca Kramer, and I want to talk about social selling today and how important it is to be able to really connect with your audience, the right audience, on social media so that you can build trust and get clients that way. So let me I'm going to share my screen actually. Share my screen. Sorry, like I said, I haven't gone live in a while. Anyways, I want to talk to you today about social selling, and there's different components when it comes to actually being able to get a consistent client base from your social media, from social selling. And the different components I have here. So you have your delivery confidence, which happens as soon as you identify your perfect client, as soon as you design your offer and set your price, as soon as you create your most valuable package or your MVP package. You really want to be able to actually communicate what your package is and communicate it to the right people. So that's part of delivery confidence. Today, we're going to talk about getting consistent, qualified leads online. And then what we're not going to talk about today is how to get specific about your sales strategy and your process and a bunch of other things. Today, we're just going to talk about social selling. So getting consistent qualified leads online. Now, why does this even matter? Well, and I think that it's become something that's so important, especially over the last couple of years during COVID. It's important for you to be able to connect with the people who are your clients in a social way. And it's expected. It's expected that you do know how to communicate with your clients online. Can you imagine that there's people who don't even try? Like if you put in the effort to actually connect with your audience, can you imagine that there's other people that are absolutely not doing this? It's going to differentiate you. It's going to set yourself apart. But really, it's expected that you at least be responsive and that you at least be knowledgeable about social media. So there's some different things, different components that are important when we talk about social selling. So today we're going to talk about how to connect with your prospects, building trust with your audience, and then actually getting the inbound leads. So we focus on service-based industries in this conversation. This is just a zoomed in version. So the outcomes, what you're going to learn by the end of today, you're going to learn how to connect with your prospects. You're going to learn how to build trust with your audience, and you're going to learn how to actually get qualified inbound leads. I'm going to keep scrolling through here. Social selling. So social selling, what we usually talk about when we're talking about social selling, we talk about how you can have organic, which, yes, it's a little bit slow, right? If you think of organic, if you think of, for example, if you think of just posting on social media. If you think of, okay, the slowest online that I can actually think of is search engine optimization. You're not going to actually see results from SEO for like, depending on how competitive your word is, your keywords, it might be 3 months, it might be 6 months, it might be 9-12 months for you to start showing up. That's slow. We don't want it to take that long. No, thank you. Paid ads on social media. I mean, they're amazing. They absolutely work. But what else? They're a little bit risky, especially if you don't know what you're doing, right? You're actually paying for ads and you have no idea. Well, it's a little bit risky. Or maybe you hire someone to do ads. Still risky even if they know what they're doing. Do you know who you're selling to? There's a lot of things that we need to talk about. So we prefer free and fast, right? Organic, slow, SEO, organic. Paid ads, a little bit risky. We want free and fast. So that's what we actually want when we're talking about social selling. I'm going to keep scrolling. Oh, that's the end of the screen share. So how are we going to connect with prospects? Well, there are certainly some different ways that we can actually connect with prospects in ways that are non-salesy. We don't like whatever service you provide, especially, when it comes to maybe providing services where you might be going to someone's location to actually provide the service. Maybe you're going to someone's home or business and you're going to provide the service there. Like some different things that you need to consider when you are connecting with those prospects. First of all, you're going to need to know what they lay awake at night worried about. Maybe they're thinking about that pool that they wish they had, or that bonus. I mean, it depends on who your audience is. Maybe they're trying to figure out how to do better with their paid ads, and they're struggling with that. So you have to actually know your prospect, your perfect future client, that person who you're going to be able to connect with, whose problem you're going to be able to solve. So how are you going to actually connect with these people? Where do they hang out? There's different social media platforms that you can connect with, and different ways that you can connect with them. A really great place that you could find different types of people. If you think about your own self, and I always say this, you need to think about how you buy. You need to think about what your prospect is actually thinking, not just I have a product to sell and I need to sell it. No, you need to get into the mind of that person who has that problem. So when you're connecting with your prospects, are they in a Facebook group that they might have looked for to solve a problem? Think about that. So are they in a Facebook group that they might have looked to solve that problem? Or, now this is a little bit tricky, so I hope I can explain it properly. I think people have been confused before. I'm just going to explain it. So there's a problem that people have before they have the problem with you, right? So for example, at Jump Contact, the problem is that people have calls that they're missing. The problem before the missing calls they wanted to have Facebook ads set up, or they wanted to have Google ads set up. So what happened after they had these paid ads set up, probably by an agency, maybe by themselves, is that they started getting more calls, maybe even more calls than they were used to. So now they have this new problem. So one of the other things that you can consider when you're looking to find prospects, what was the problem that they had before they have this new problem? Because you might be able to find your prospects in that Facebook group, in those conversations on social media, right? Because if they already had that problem before your problem, so if they already had that problem of, okay, well, maybe they just bought a new house. Maybe they're in a brand new neighborhood and they just bought a new house and all the backyards have no landscaping. Maybe you would look to a Facebook group before that problem, right? So Facebook is a great place to find people. LinkedIn is also really great because you could be very specific when you're doing searches with industry. You could be very specific with so many different things when it comes to LinkedIn. What else? I would say those are probably the best, unless you're I guess on Instagram, you could look up hashtags of your audience. I like Facebook and LinkedIn. Those are my two favorite. And of course, being able to connect with people in those Facebook groups leads me to the very next thing that I'll talk about is building trust with your audience. So just because you're able to connect with someone on one of those places does not mean whatsoever that you need to DM them right away and tell them what you have to sell. Because if you connect with people on LinkedIn, for example, on Facebook, for example, and you're able to provide value and first of all, build trust with them, they'll be more likely to see you as a resource. And there's a couple things that will happen. They'll feel a sense of reciprocity because you're helping them, because you're providing them with information that could potentially impact their, maybe they're going to try what you're telling them to do, or maybe they're going to hire you because, well, they trust you because you've built their trust. So providing content where you're teaching, even kind of just like this, right? Where you're able to actually teach people how to solve that problem. Maybe you're teaching them even how to solve the problem before yours. I don't know. And then, there's an opportunity for you to ask for the business, or eventually they would be reaching out to you. So mixing up your content that you're posting with teaching, and then making sure that you're saying, oh, by the way, if you ever feel like you want to work with me, here's how you can work with me, right? So social selling is important. It's important for you to connect with the right prospects, to build trust with your audience, and to get inbound leads. I want to talk about building trust with your audience because I think it's one of the hardest things that I think a lot of us have a hard time with. Am I creating the right content? When is the right moment for me to reach out to this person on social media without turning them off? And I think the most important thing is that if you come from a mindset of, I'm going to create content consistently, even if it's less frequently, as long as we're doing it consistently, it's ideal. Because if you create content consistently, then you'll be top of mind for most people, or some people. And if you're creating the content focused on the right prospects, providing the right information to the right prospects, you'll establish that trust and you'll be able to send a DM. Maybe you won't even need to send a DM. Maybe they'll send a DM to you. And then asking for the business. So you figured out who your prospect is. You've connected with them in a Facebook group, on LinkedIn, whatever social media platform. And what next? You provide content, you provide value, and then you ask for the business. So that's the information when it comes to being able to consistently get clients online and how to actually use social selling to grow your business, to make sure that you're connecting with your audience, the right audience. I know we talk about, okay, well, I can help everyone. I've heard that a lot. I can help everyone. I know that you can help everyone, but who can you help the best? Connect with those people, connect with that audience, provide value to that audience. Okay, so how about some homework? So what I would love for you to do, let me just get to the page where this zooms in. Here we go. The outcomes. What I would love for you to do for the next, the next 25 minutes. The next 25 minutes, I'm going to ask you to do this. I'm going to ask you to connect with only 10 new people, but you have to do it every day. So you're going to start today, 10 new people, and you have to do it every day. So whether it's 10 new people on Facebook, 10 new people on LinkedIn, 10 new people on Instagram, whatever social media, social platform you are going to use all the time, just one for now, okay? Just one for now. So you're going to connect with 10 new people. And then I want you to create 3 posts. Just 3, only 3. That's manageable, right? Only 3 posts. Okay. You can DM me templates and I will send you, I'll send you 3 posts. And all you have to do is update it with your information. Yeah. So DM me templates and I'll send that to you. And then get qualified inbound leads. So, and I will also include this in the DM templates, or in the templates for posts, sorry. Your fourth post will be asking for the business, and I'll include that as a template. So you're going to connect with the right prospects, you're going to build trust with your audience, and you're going to get qualified inbound leads. Yeah, I'm looking at the get qualified inbound leads. I want to hear the results. I want you to take the actions. So you're connecting with 10 prospects every day, building trust with your audience and getting qualified inbound leads. Okay, so get to it. The other thing that I wanted to mention, because I'm super excited to be working with Jump Contact, I am looking after the entire sales team at Jump, and our clients, our goal is to help our clients be successful, grow their business, so they need our services. So think about that. The social selling component of it is that we're teaching as much as we possibly can so that our audience can grow enough business to need the services that we provide. On that note, if you need 24-hour call answering services, live answering services, DM me call answering, and I will see you next week for the same hour of hustle. Thanks so much for joining me.